Okay, so this is weird, but I wanted to talk about it. A couple of days ago, I was thinking about religion and how when I was a kid, I used to hear about how great heaven was, and it made me want to be in heaven because life here was so bad. And I never understood why, if people were so miserable, why weren't they just dying so that they could go to heaven and not be sad anymore and not be hurt anymore? And it really confused me for a very long time because I would hear people say, well, you'll never find heaven on earth. You'll never find that type of happiness or love or peace. But as soon as you get to heaven, you'll have all of that, no matter what happening here, no matter how sick or how shitty life is, it's all going to be okay as long as you continue to do right and go to heaven. And like I said, it was very confusing to me, and it's very confusing to a lot of people, and that's why, like, the Heaven's Gate cult and these other cults that are massive suicide, let's all go to the happy place, that's part of the problem. So I've been watching dinosaurs. I was meaning to make some videos about them, but I've got so much going on right now. And this episode in season 2 is called The Last Temptation of Ethel. Ethel is the grandmother of the family. And in the beginning of the episode, she dies. Not really, but she dies and goes to the afterlife and is buried in the backyard. She comes back to life, and on TV, they're wanting to talk to her about her experience in the afterlife, which many people do. Many people who say that they've gone to heaven, they wind up writing books, going on TV, on the radio, and talking about what a wonderful place heaven is. Baby Sinclair has the same problem that I had. And I feel like it's kind of important that I'm not the only one that got this confused by it as a child. And it's pretty cool to see that there was a TV show out there addressing it very openly. I'm going to play the full clip and let y'all see how openly they're addressing this. Remember, this is mostly a children's show. I mean, it might be like a family show, but I'm sure it's not for adults solely.
Whose life is miserable and wretched? Ours is! And who wants to get through with that life so they can get to the afterlife? We do! And how you gonna get there? We're not sure! Then you need to hear the inspiring words of the only dinosaur who's been to the afterlife and come back to tell us about it. Ethel Phillips.
Life stinks.
Oh.
You know it. I know it. But it doesn't matter. Because when it's all done, that's when the fun really starts. Let me tell you what I saw in the afterlife. They got a monorail that goes around the whole place. And they got rides for the kids. And no lines at all.
Can I go to the afterlife?
No, not for a long time, sweetheart.
Oh, but I want to go to the afterlife. Better than the now life.
Earl, I'm worried about what Mother's saying on TV. I'm afraid of the effect this might have on simple, impressionable minds.
I want to go to the afterlife.
Earl?
Gee, Fran, now that I know there is one, why should I worry so much about politics, the environment, and social injustice? I'm just going to put my feet up and wait to die. That sounds great, Ethel. And now you.
Okay, so we're seeing the problem here, hopefully. As a result of my personal misunderstanding about heaven, I became suicidal at a very young age. I was like 8 years old, thinking it would be best to just kill myself because heaven is waiting and I don't want to be in hell anymore. And that would carry me for a long, long time. every time things got really bad and I wanted to kill myself, I would never see it fully as me killing myself, but just going to heaven, where I wanted to be, where I was told happiness and love were. It never sounded like a bad thing to me. And like, there's other people like Earl who said, well, why should we worry about anything? It's all going to end one day and we'll go to heaven and be happy, so we'll just, float through this existence, which isn't exactly the right mindset either. So she goes back to heaven, and I would like to show the conversation that she has going back to heaven too. Because she talks about how, yes, heaven is great, but you shouldn't talk about it, and you shouldn't look forward to it, and you shouldn't waste your life on earth just waiting to get to heaven, because you'll miss all of the good things on earth.
Oh, the old bag's dead again.
Ethel. 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 Louie, is that really you?
Hiya, Cupcake.
Oh, Louie, I missed you. Am I finally good and dead?
Not yet.
Oh, will you guys stop jerking my chain? I'm dead. I'm alive. I'm dead. I'm alive. If I wake up with dirt in my mouth again.
Take it easy, Cupcake. They sent me here with a message. Stop pushing the afterlife.
But Louie, it's so beautiful up here.
It's just as beautiful where you are, Ethel. It's more beautiful because it's life. And you only get a little bit of it. And if you don't live every day of your life to the fullest, you'll have an eternity to regret it.
But Louie, I miss you.
I miss you too, sweetheart. But it's not your time yet.
Will we be together soon?
Soon enough, Cupcake, but you gotta go back now. And stop trying to make a buck off the afterlife. Dinosaurs who sell the afterlife may not ever see the afterlife. They may end up someplace not so nice. Look what's waiting for you.
No!
Alright. So, that's basically just what I wanted to say in this video. I thought it was weird that I was just talking about this a couple of days ago. I was talking about this exact same thing, and then I came across this episode of Dinosaurs, which addresses the exact same thing. It's weird. It's pretty cool that they were teaching this way back then.